Millions of Americans are pouring their savings into crowded digital side hustles, chasing crypto charts and tight dropshipping margins. But while everyone is looking at screens, they are ignoring a physical asset class right in their own backyards: goats. Entering the agricultural space usually implies taking on a massive amount of debt. The assumption is that you need hundreds of acres and heavy infrastructure before a single dollar comes back. There is a leaner way to operate. Millions of small farmers in India routinely start with minimal resources, sometimes a fraction of an acre and zero heavy machinery, and scale up a profitable local business. By treating the animal as a productive asset, a single female duplicates into 2, then 4, mirroring compounding interest. While a high-debt traditional startup struggles to break even, this low-cost biological model uses its own reproduction to scale. You don't need to buy a sprawling farm. You acquire a few of these assets, put them in a low-overhead environment, and let biology do the heavy lifting. A $3,000 startup budget allows you to allocate the bulk of your capital toward purchasing 4 high-quality female goats, known as does. You have to choose your biological hardware carefully. If your goal is meat production, the boar goat, like the distinct white and brown kid shown here, is a primary choice because it converts feed into body mass quickly. Alternatively, breeds like the Kiko or Spanish goat offer a lower maintenance option. They are resilient and excel at foraging in rough brush, which makes them effective for hands-off lean operations. Once you have the animals, you have to adopt the strict Indian methodology for cutting the 2 massive overhead killers: housing and feed. A common error is draining the budget to build a pristine, expensive barn. In reality, a functional shelter only needs to be dry, ventilated, and able to keep the rain off. You can eliminate the recurring cost of store-bought grain by leaning into their natural biology. Goats are browsers. They actively prefer eating dry brush, shrubs, and tree leaves over standard pasture grass. Surviving the early days of this business requires starving the infrastructure budget so you can feed the biological assets. This timeline charts 30 months of herd expansion. First 6 months, the count stays flat at 4 does while preparing for breeding. When kids arrive, the herd doubles. By year 2, does produce again, pushing the herd to 35 as local customers notice. At the 30-month mark, you cross the threshold of 50 animals. You have transitioned from a backyard project to a commercial farm. Profit at this scale relies on stacking multiple income streams, like selling young kids and offering premium breeding stock to other new farmers, rather than relying on the local meat market alone. Modern operators add revenue models on top of that, renting out their herds for natural brush clearing and monetizing farm content on social media. While no biological system is without risk, the model provides a predictable path to expansion by balancing natural herd growth against manageable cash flows. The math works, but operators still fail. These failures usually stem from impatience, abandoning the lean framework to scale up before the fundamentals are mastered. This looks like taking out loans to buy 50 animals on day 1, ignoring local market demand, or failing to track feed costs until the debt becomes unmanageable. The Indian microfarmer avoids this by staying small. Slow, methodical growth creates a buffer against market volatility, eventually building towards stable local economies, like the livestock market shown here. It is easy to stay on the sidelines, waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect land, or a massive injection of capital. But every commercial agricultural operation is simply the endpoint of a small, calculated foundation. Those first 4 goats represent the biological foundation of a commercial enterprise. The rest is simply a matter of execution. You just have to start.